Talking about Goldiva, 5 runs till now and came second in the last race, or distance of 1600 meters. What is your take on Goldiva?
Yeah, that's all her career starts. She's had or just 5 starts in her whole career. She's come to hand a little late. The last start was a little suggestive. I think she definitely needs a trip. So the mile will suit her. She's come in Division 2. It looks like an easy set. She just jumps off a little tardily. If she jumps level, I think she should take all the beating.
All right. And anyone to look out for in this field for Goldiva?
There's Faisal's horse Tufan in the race, and the top horse Gimme from A.M. Jadav's. Yeah.
So let's talk about Teresia and Camille in the first race tomorrow.
Both horses have no form as yet. They must show something on the track before I can even suggest their chances of winning. Both are working well, but not running the same in the race. Let's see how they run this time. Probably they'll come on after this.
Okay, let's talk about Stunning Visual. Came sixth last time, or a distance of 1600 meters. That was in December. So how do you think she's worked till now, sir?
She's worked better now. She's worked a couple of times after that. She's still not really at the top of her form, but she's running in a lower class, so I'm hoping for the best.
Talking about Successor, of course, came first last time out. What are your chances like for tomorrow?
She's in top form just now. She's won her last 3 starts of the trot, and she's looking very well. Of course, she's absolutely out handicapped this time with Coup de Leon and in contention. But she's in very good nick and she's looking very well. I hope it's difficult to give that sort of weight to Coup de Leon, but she's got every chance to do it.
And talking about Giant Star, of course, last time came third over a distance of 1200 meters, and tomorrow running a distance of 1600 meters. You think is going to prefer this distance?
Yeah, I think a mile will be his best trip, though he's running after a big gap. And I hope he runs a good race. It's quite competitive race. There are a bottom horse with just nothing on the back. Yeah. So I'm hoping him to run a good race.
Okay, sir. Anyone else to look out in this field for Giant Star?
I hope Giant Star wins.
Okay. So you've got Knight Templar running the second race over a distance of 1600 meters. Tell us something about Knight Templar.
I have a horse called Knight Templar running in the second race with C.S. Jodha. This horse is running after a gap of nearly 8 months. He last ran in August. Prior to that, he won the race with Trevor on the 26th of Jan. So this is exactly 2 years. He's had only one start. He's come to me from Hyderabad, and he's run on this course. He ran third in the Guineas. I think in the horse who will be a danger would be Coup de Leon, because he's running with nothing on his back.
In the second race, I've got Coup de Leon. He has now upped himself in class. He's gone to class 1. His last victory was very good, but in the lower class, now he's definitely taking on a better field. He's got to beat a horse there called Successor. But on the same time, I can say that he has also shown a lot of improvement, and he will also take on anything in this race because he himself is in good form.
Okay, in the third race, I have a horse called Sinner running. He's got this bad habit of drifting out. I don't know where he picked it up from. And I've given him 2 mock races. I've changed his equipment, and I hope he mends his habit and runs a good race.
And let's talk about Balenciaga, sir, for tomorrow's races.
Balenciaga had a run in Bombay. Very unfortunate. I had a 5-kilo claimer, Haridas Gaur, riding her, and she got off tardily, and a horse fell in front of her, which she had to jump. Everything went wrong, and she still finished on. She finished 7th in that race. She's definitely come up from the run. She looks well. I think she'll go very close to winning.
Talking about Regal Command, came first the last time at 2400 meters and now running tomorrow at a distance of 2000 meters. Tell us something about Regal Command.
Yes, Regal Command is a horse. He has a mind of his own. He's slightly playful in the gates, and and he had his issues. Last time the pace was very slow and it played into his hands, and but he did gallop well, and he's feeling well. He's come up after the race. So he'll put in a great show. There's a horse called Golden Neil who won exceptionally well last time. So she's going to go to the front and make it a hot pace. So let's see how he handles the pace. But he should be there in the mix-up in the first three. So let's see.
You think this distance will favor him?
Yeah, 2000 is no problem for him. Mile 2000 is not an issue.
Golden Neil in the fourth race, I think he has a very good chance. I think he has won well first time coming from a setback. The way he travelled and the way he won. I also feel the distance won't be a problem for him. Sandesh rides him, and I do like him.
Then I have two horses, a horse called Leto and Arbella in the fourth race. Leto is to be ridden by Vishal Munde and Arbella P.S. Chauhan. It's really a little disappointing, Arbella, after having run second in the Oaks with Miracle. Let's hope this race brings, she wins this race. And Leto met with a bad mishap last time. Wall Street fell right in front of him, so she couldn't give out her best in that race.
And if they had to look out for both of them, if had to look out for somebody in this race,
There's a horse called Easy Rider who won his last start well, and the horse called Treasure Gold, which Trevor has chosen to ride. They're the two horses. And then also as a horse called Golden Neil. If he gets the mile and a quarter, he'll be the horse.
you've got Bubbly Boy who's going to have his first run tomorrow. How's it going for Bubbly Boy, and how's the track work looking at?
Bubbly Boy is a nice horse. He has a lot of ability in him. I'm running him. The 5 may be a little sharp for him, but he worked well. Last workout was very impressive. I was very happy. He's a horse who will improve after this race. So I'm just hoping he has a good future.
So you have Ariana Star running tomorrow. It's her first run of her life. How well do you think she's going to place tomorrow?
She's running tomorrow. She's a very hot temper filly, but she's running the first time. She worked well, but tomorrow is the first time she's running, and she will run a good race. But still, she will take little time.
And how's she tracking, sir, you think?
She's tracking well. In the grass, she worked well. And yesterday also she worked. But still, I feel she needs this.
She needs this race.
Yeah. Okay. After that, she will come. She will run a good race, but still, I feel she wants a little more time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. And anyone to look out from this field, sir? I mean, like just.
Actually, I'm not seeing the perfectly here. I think it's the open race.
So we've got Cordelia running for the races tomorrow, drawn 11.
I have 3 runners in the baby race. I have Miranda, Cordelia and Generosity. 2 of them are first time runners. That's Cordelia and Generosity. They've worked well. But I think the experience will count and Miranda should run a good race. So here's hoping at least I try and win with one of them.
So we've got Moonlight Kiss coming up next. How's it looking for Moonlight Kiss?
Moonlight Kiss is a very well made small filly. She's very speedy, extremely speedy. I expect her to run a very good race, but she may be wanting for a race here.
Then I have a filly in the maiden race. Well, rather disappointing in her last start. She fly jumped and she didn't perform. She got a bad check. Tomorrow she's ridden by Sandesh. And there are 2 horses of Paces who are very, very fashionably bred. I don't think they hadn't had a run. My filly have an advantage because they had a run. It's a baby race, so can't really say who's what. Depends on the fitness of the horse. Then I have a horse called Alfa Romeo. This is a recent import to me from Altamash stable. He's done 2 starts in Bangalore and both were unplaced. He's running after a long gap. He's working well. There's a horse called Attain, which this Sandesh is chosen to ride after having got beat last week. And then the horse called Adamas. So these are the horses. I don't know much about this horse, but at 62 in this class, the way he's working, he should run a big race.
Animals running a mile with top weight carrying 60 kilos. It's a very open field. He's a nice horse. I hope he runs well.
And any danger in this field?
It's a very open field. Anybody can win in that race. Yeah.
Let's now talk about Brave Beauty. You came third last time over a distance of 1600 meters. You think you had a benefit of run and it will help in the races of tomorrow?
Brave Beauty ran after a very serious setback in Pune. She ran a very fair race. I was very happy with that. She's worked well. I think she can do it.
You've got Super Lagera running tomorrow after a gap of 2 months. Tell us, why this long gap?
Yes, he suffered a setback after his first run here in Mumbai, so he needed that much time to get back.
Okay.
And now he's finally right, and he's running here.
Okay.
It's an age group race, and there are a lot of older horses running. So I think it's going to be a very open race. My horse is a good horse, and I'm hoping he does well.
Okay. And if you had to take one name who could probably be a probable threat to Super Lagera, what would that be?
Honestly, there's no one name because it's quite an open field.
Okay.
It's one of the rare races where there's a 6 years old and over, so there are a lot of horses over here.
Okay.
Anybody could surprise.
Let's now talk about Jet Typhoon, who came first last time in the 1000-meter race and now running tomorrow in 1200 meters. So tell us, how's it going?
Jet Typhoon has been a very hard nut to crack. He's a little temperamental at the gates. And in fact, the last time was the only time he really jumped and raced well and won. I'm hoping he does the same again. Unfortunately, he's been drawn on the extreme outside, so I'm a little worried about that.
Okay, but how's it tracking otherwise?
He's very well. He's looking superb. He's worked very well. If he behaves himself at the gates, he'll do it.
And you've got Red Carnation, sir, in the 7th race over a distance of 1200 meters.
Red Carnation is well prepared, and I think he's got over his problems. And I would say he would be a surprise winner for me if he gets the run of the race.
Okay, sir. Anyone else to look out for, so you think, in this race?
No, he's a danger to himself because sometimes he finds himself in trouble in a race and doesn't get a clear path because he's not very, very quick.
Last race, I have two horses, Capriska and Truly Epic, both all wonder horses. And depends how the race is going to be run. Over a trip, I'm certain that Capriska should perform better than Truly Epic. But both of them are in good form. Both should fight it out.
So talking about Chamonix, came second last time or distance of 2400 meters and now running 2800 meters tomorrow. So tell us something about Chamonix.
Chamonix is a filly that's really bred to stay from the dam and the sire side. So I think the trip will suit her. Having said that, she's still a class 2 filly and I'm taking on Terms horses. So let's see how it goes, but I think she'll run a big race.
Anyone else you think to look out for, sir, in this field?
Certainly the older horses, Truly Epic and Capriska, are good stayers. They're very mature horses, so they are the ones to beat.
Talking about Kamaria, it's there are 4 horses competing, and you're taking on all Class 1 horses. You're in Class 3 right now, so you're punching above your weight, as you said. Tell us something. How's it looking for Kamaria?
Well, there are 2 horses punching above our weight. One is Chamonix and the other is Kamaria. But both of them stay well. Kamaria stays well, So distance is a forte, and we are taking on the 2 old granddads of Indian racing, Truly Epic and Capriska. And on any given day, both of them are top class horses. They've been there, done that. And let's see if these young pretenders can overhaul them.